My name is Sarah Hall and I am the Visitor Services Manager here for the Red House Glass Cone, which roughly translates as Site Manager. This building was built in 1797. It's a great historical building, and essentially it was for the glass making trade. So you've got a huge cone, sort of 100 feet high. There were lots and lots of cones in Stourbridge because it was a centre of the glass making industry. Right. I mean, going as far back as the Huguenots. The reason being, you've got the canal networks to bring in all the raw materials and the coal. But one of the most significant reasons is you've got fire clay, which you can get very locally, which they use to make the pots to heat up the material to actually melt the glass. And you've got to get a clay that resists a really, really high temperature and doesn't crack.
Yes.
And round here, you've got that. So that's why you've got so much glass making in Stourbridge compared to perhaps Birmingham or anywhere else. Yeah.
So could you briefly explain sort of the process of making glass, or the traditional way of making glass here?
What would have happened would have been a team of 4 people. Nowadays you see just 2 people, like if it's mainly colourful, bright studio glass, but there would have been a team of 4. So you've got the gaffer, the person in charge, who was responsible for the shaping of the whole piece. You've got the servitor and the foot maker. They would have shaped the glass, and you've got the taker in, probably the most junior member of the team, started at the age of 14, and they all work together as a team to make the glass. When glass goes from very hot to very cold, it would shatter. So it's called the annealing process. So you've got to put it back into an oven and cool it down really, really, really slowly before so it doesn't crack. And we've got what they call a leer here, where it would have trundled along on metal trays from one side of the leer to the other until it cooled down. And then, I mean, glass would then have been transported sort of all over the world from
via the canals.
Via the canal, went from Stourbridge. Yes. And as you've probably seen on the site, the Stewart family had a very, very strong connection with the White Star Line and the Stonier family in Liverpool, so they would have actually produced the tableware for the Titanic and all the White Star Lines as well. Yeah. There's commemorative pieces of Art Deco, so depending on what sort of the fashions dictated during the period. Obviously, got what Stourbridge is very, very famous for is a cameo glassware, where you sort of the carving techniques and John North, and that's very important.
Yes, yeah.
How
would you, in your own words, say that the cone sort of used in the Black Country flag, and how is it sort of a symbol of the local history here?
I think it's sometimes difficult to imagine how the skyline would have been littered with cones, really, to be honest. I mean, it could have been completely different, 25 to 26 cones, all in a very, very small area.
The other day that you said that they've had sort of CBeebies here.
We did. In fact, someone this morning has travelled all the way from the other side of Bedworth and Eton because they've seen Mr. Bloom on CBeebies.
Right.
And they wanted to, yeah. And we often get used as a backdrop because it's obviously quite an iconic building. If someone's in Stourbridge for a particular programme, we're in Stourbridge today, run for the cone, but we'd be surprised just how, all the different types of filming that we've had. Just like I say, the CBeebies, we've had Got One, doing Fashion Fix from here, Great British Railways with Marco Portillo. So yeah, the cone gets used for quite, and that's good in many ways. It's never underestimate the power of television. You can see some,
no, definitely not.
So somebody travelling for an hour here this morning, prompted by the fact that they wanted to go and see where Mr. Bloom would,